How's it going, Mike Ships and Dip, or whoever's watching this? This is Monsters Review here, and I'm here with one of my great friends, FutureGohanSSJ2. One
What's
and
up?
only. Yep, and we're here basically to talk about what would happen if, we were the presidents of Cartoon Network or the heads of Cartoon Network, and basically we're also going to be talking about, the presidents that we've already had. So, first of all, um, let's talk about the current head of Cartoon Network, which is Mr. Stuart Snider. Do you think he's doing a good job?
Mm, well, no, I don't think he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I honestly don't think so either. I just think that ever since he went to office, Cartoon Network has started to go a little bit more downhill and downhill every year.
Yeah, definitely. There are some things that happened that a lot of people blame him for that were actually out of his control, but yes, for the most part, he is doing a fairly poor job.
Yeah. So yeah, he took over in 2007 after Jim Samples resigned, which was the former manager of Cartoon Network, due to the 2007 Boston bomb scare. Most of the people watching this will most likely know that. But between 2007 and 2010, most of the great shows we grew up watching were canceled or taken off air, such as The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Camp Lazlo, Codename Kids Next Door, Ed, Edd and Eddy, and canceling the original Toonami anime block. Does this like contribute to like you not liking him, or not liking him as in him doing a poor job?
Um, Not really, because don't get me wrong, I loved Camp Lazlo, I love Billy and Mandy, all this and that, but they were going to end at one point. They couldn't continue to go on forever.
Yeah,
Some
that is
some
true.
shows more or less were getting a little stale, and I get what he was trying to do.
I think
What
yeah,
is
what I think he was trying to do was I think like all these shows had been on for so long. I think he was just trying to get a new generation of cartoons going.
like honestly, I think he was just trying to do a new start. I think he was just
Yeah,
trying to technically reboot the channel.
yeah. I think like Cartoon Network is fairly okay now with their current cartoons, but I don't think it's really the same as it used to be.
Oh heck
But
no!
there's nothing. Yeah, SpongeBob is still there for Christ's sakes after all the years.
They're even making a second SpongeBob
Oh
movie.
yeah, SpongeBob, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie too. Yeah, saw that.
hmm
Okay, so do you think he is causing Cartoon Network to go downhill? Do you think he's like the main reason contributing to it?
Uh, Main reason. That's a difficult question because it doesn't really matter what shows they air.
Yeah,
It will because don't get me wrong, that is a contributing factor. But kids that loved Cartoon Network nowadays or back then, nowadays they've changed. They're different. They're always going to prefer what the network started out with as opposed to this. They're always going to think this is crap, regardless of how good it is. I mean, just look at people's stances on Adventure Time and Regular Show. I enjoy both those cartoons because I'm open-minded. They don't like
yeah,
it simply because it's a part of the new generation.
yeah. I think those shows are fairly well too. But the problem I kind of have with it is that they don't feel the same as they used to be. It seems as if almost like the kind of show that's trying to be displayed is different because the shows that used to be on weren't entirely based off of humor. Like action shows are going downhill; they're becoming more humorous. As in, like soap operas used to be the big thing. Now it's reality TV.
hmm
Yeah, it's kind of like that in my mind.
Yeah, there really isn't even an action show left anymore.
Then aren't they canceling Young Justice and such?
It's already technically canceled, but
They still have
there's
episodes to air.
no like it's finished. But there's a lot of petitions and talkabouts about them coming back.
Yeah, because I remember they were talking about shutting down DC Nation back in January.
hmm
That's
What
horrible.
they did for a little bit. They went
Yeah.
on hiatus or whatever.
Okay. So yeah, he made several changes to the network. He created the
hmm
Nudes era. He established CN Real, the Check It era, the Yeah era, the Hall of Game Awards, and he also established the Wedgie Shorts, which included Tim the Teenage Zombie and Nacho Bear. Do you think these were good changes?
No. Well, honestly, I did like the nudes era. I
I
I don't know
didn't.
why I did, but
I thought it was
I
really
just
cool.
yeah, I kind of liked it. I hate the Check It era with like an absolute passion. I wish it would freaking get rebranded
Check it.
already.
Yeah, with like all those like moving black and white boxes and yeah.
Yeah, it's boring. Um,
Honestly, I have to say, I think CN City is either CN City, Nudes, or the Yes era are my favorites.
CN City is debatably the best.
Yeah,
I do not even understand Hall of Games at all.
I don't
Uh,
either.
and I'm not gonna lie, I actually did enjoy a lot of the wedgies. Not all of them.
The wedgies,
Just
yeah. I liked Nacho Bear. That was really funny. Like where the nacho chip was flying in the air and he had to
yeah,
chase it. Yeah,
he couldn't get it no matter what happened. I kind of like the substitute teacher one too.
yeah, that was good. Okay, so do you miss Jim Samples?
Of course.
Yeah, he was there since '92.
Uh-huh.
He was amazing. Like
Great man.
yeah, for the whole time he was at Cartoon Network, it was just great. It was like my childhood. He provided a great entertainment system for me. He inspired me to be fascinated with cartoons. All of these shows were amazing. It was just great. Okay, so um, so let's start talking about like if we were the presidents. Would you like what changes would you make if you were the head of Cartoon Network? Would you add in a second channel such as like I don't know if they have this on your cable provider, but for me they have like Disney and Nick. They have like two channels for them. They have the
Mhm.
original channels and they have the ones for the West like basically they air it 3 hours later for the Pacific Coast times. Would you make a
Uh,
channel like that for Cartoon Network?
um, I believe there is actually a Cartoon Network.
Two?
Um, it's on AT&T's cable. There
Yeah.
actually is another channel for Cartoon Network where it's like 2 hours behind.
Yeah.
Um, but and there actually is a Cartoon Network TOO, Cartoon Network 2,
Yeah.
and I believe in UK where it's like a legit completely different channel. It's
Oh, so it's kind of
it
like
does
Disney XD.
yes, except that Cartoon Network 2 as far as I know doesn't have any premieres or anything like that, but they will air reruns. Like if a brand new episode just aired on Cartoon Network yesterday, they'll air it the next day. But and while Cartoon Network is airing regular show and Chowder or whatever's brand new at the time, Cartoon Network 2 will be airing Ed Nettie, Cow and Chicken, etc. It's kind of like Boomerang but with a mix of modern cartoons.
Okay, yeah. So, would you still support and continue advertising the Stop Bullying, Speak Up program?
I not in the same way that they're doing it.
I think they're
I
doing
would
it a tad bit too much because it seems as if, like, almost every single commercial break I see a commercial for it.
yeah, and it's understandable. I
Yeah.
understand why they're doing it. I think that
It's
they
for a
need to be
good
doing it.
cause.
Yeah, it's for a really good cause. Um, I think that they need to be doing it in a completely different way because the way they're doing it now, they're just stating the obvious. Go
Yeah.
tell a teacher if you see bullying. Thank you. I needed a 30-second advertisement to tell me that.
Alright. Would you still display and show live action cartoon shows such as Incredible Crew?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Like, that
That's
was
the
also
stupidest crap
something
I've ever seen in my
uh,
life.
Mr. Stuart Snider introduced to live action to Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that's him just he tried to jump on the bandwagon with Nickelodeon and Disney, and
Yeah,
it didn't do very well at all.
like because Cartoon Network used to be the Cartoon Network. Like it's in the name, Cartoon Network. It's for cartoons. I think that because when he got into office, I think it slowly went downhill due to the changes in programming and such. And as they were
Yep.
going downhill, I think he wanted to change the programming so that he could compete with other networks to get more viewers in there. So that
I guarantee you that's exactly what
so that he'd get like the general audience to watch Cartoon Network. But
hmm
Cartoon Network has a specific audience. Well, at least most of us, which is for cartoons.
Yep.
Okay.
And I mean, a live action movie every now and again isn't bad. Like if, Roger Rabbit or something like that, where it's got cartoons in them.
Yeah,
Uh,
Space Jam.
yeah, like Space Jam, exactly. Nothing though, like Incredible Crew. Oh dear. Freaking
Yeah. I only liked like I saw a whole hour of that, and I only liked like one out of every single short in there.
Yeah, no, it's just a mixed bag, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of like some of those like sketch comedy shows. But
Hmm.
yeah. Okay, would you possibly bring back any shows that are canceled or off air, and would you suggest any movies based off them? Because like I've still been waiting for the Samurai Jack movie and the Powerpuff Girls movies for a long time. They still haven't like said anything about those yet.
Um, I'll touch on all these topics, but what do you mean by bring back older shows?
Like, say you really missed an older show, or there were a lot of fans that
Hmm.
were petitioning against it because they really wanted it to go back on air, or you weren't airing it. Would
Like, do you mean air reruns or do you mean new episodes?
I guess maybe a mixture of both. Like, if there were some shows that they wanted reruns of, or they wanted a complete reboot, like kind of like Futurama.
Hmm.
Like they shut that down, but then there was a petition and they
And
put
now
that
it's
back on
back.
there, and then now it's shutting down again. The last
It,
episode's going to be in September.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really know how much control over new episodes that
New
a president
episodes.
has. He can buy the rights to these new episodes, but that's if the company making the episodes actually wants to keep doing it.
But that is
So
Cartoon Network Studios, right? Most of them, at least.
mm, a lot of them, but like
Yeah.
it's say if I
Then there
wanted,
is Warner Brothers. Yeah.
yeah, I was just about to go there. Like Teen Titans. If I wanted to renew it for to finish it to get all those cliffhangers out of the way, I don't know if I could do that because we don't own Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Um, and as far as Ed and Eddie, they're a Canadian studio. There are a lot of
Yeah.
things that I'm curious about whether or not we could bring back. But personally, I would rerun to the ground a whole crap of classics.
Yeah. One of the problems I've been having lately is Cartoon Planet, which is a network, or not a network, a block that's been airing since like the beginning of last year, where basically they show your nostalgic cartoons all the way from the '90s till late 2000s. But the problem I've been having with it is they've slowly and slowly been changing it. So listen to this. Since the 2013 season, it says right here on January 11th, this episode of Cartoon Planet was the first one to feature a Cartoon Network show that has been discontinued or short-lived, which is Robotomy. Then they started airing Robotomies at the end of the episodes for every time.
Mm.
Then, right here, on April 12th, this was the first Cartoon Network or Cartoon Planet episode to air a Canadian slash Teletoon program, which was Scaredy Squirrel. Then,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that on there actually.
then on April 26th, this was the first episode to air a show with the programming from Warner Bros. Animation, which is Tom and Jerry Tales. What I'm starting to notice is they're slowly drifting away from that nostalgic feel and bringing all those cartoons back on reruns
Mhm.
to the point where they're just kind of rerunning shows that don't really air that much or to shows that they want to get more viewers on. And that's because the point of Cartoon Planet was to bring back your nostalgic feel, and now they're slowly changing it back into basically a regular cartoon block for underrated shows.
Yeah, exactly. They're making it pointless.
Like that was the exact point of it. But
Mhm.
yeah, okay,
I don't think we covered the Powerpuff Girls movie and Samurai Jack movie
yeah,
that you mentioned earlier.
uh huh.
The Samurai Jack movie is still in development.
Is
Gendy
yeah,
Tartakovsky,
Gendy Tartakovsky, is he still working on that? Because I know that he quit Cartoon Network and he joined Sony, I think.
he is still working on it. He's been going around from director to director, trying to find someone who will do this exactly the way he wants to do it. He's gone from directors such as J.J. Abrams. He's just gone all over the
Is it
place.
going to be 2D or 3D? Do you know yet?
He even mentioned that himself, and he said he'd like for it to be 2D, but as of right now, he doesn't know.
And is it going to be TV or is it going to be a TV movie or
He's
theater?
he's he's hoping for theaters.
Yes.
Um, but he's still working on it. But he's just trying to find a director who will do the movie the way he wants to.
Yeah.
And as for the Powerpuff Girls movie, that is airing in September.
The only problem I think that he might have with the Samurai Jack movie is finding a voice for Aku.
Oh yeah, and I hope they don't use the Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion voice, because that was pretty
Oh,
bad. That
yeah.
was pretty bad.
Like and Johnny Test, I don't know if you really watched that too much, but they Dookie, the dude that did the voice of Dookie, quit,
Oh
and they
yeah,
found a new voice for Dookie, and he sounds so bad.
yeah. He doesn't sound anywhere near the same.
Yeah. Okay. So, and would you still, let's see, here we go. Would you, this question kind of goes with a few other ones. Would you make more reruns of older shows? If so, what would you do to make time spaces for the shows? What current shows would you not air as much to make time for the reruns?
That is easy as hell. I would minimize every single show on Cartoon Network by one, because see, this is what Cartoon Network likes to do nowadays.
Advertise.
They yes, that. And what they like to do is regular show, Adventure Time, Gumball, Gumball. They pair them up in twos.
Yeah.
That minimizes
Mad,
how much
mad.
you can put on the schedule per day. If you air the show at least once per day, you're making so much more room. Um, and I think that would make for more shows more reruns of shows that you can air. You could easily put in an episode of K and D. You could easily put in an episode of Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Ed and Eddie, etc.
Okay.
Hmm.
Would you still endorse the Hall of Game Awards and the CN Sports program, including the tours around the U.S. where they try to endorse sports and try to get kids active?
Hall of Game, no. CN Sports, probably. I think it's very important. I think it's very good what Cartoon Network is doing to try to get kids outside, and just be healthy and all that. We don't need all games. I think that's stupid. It's just a stupid game show.
Nick Cannon's all over the place. I thought he was the president of Teen Nick down at Nickelodeon. Now he's working with Cartoon Network, Hall of Game, and Incredible Crew.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I really like how they're trying to get kids more active and stuff. It's really crucial because there could be some kids that just sit inside and watch cartoons all day, even though they might take that to their benefit. It's still good.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid, I saw those CN Sports commercials too, and like whenever I would see Wilt or Blue and they're all playing basketball
That was
outside or
cool. I
whatever,
loved those.
yeah, I'd be like, oh, cool, I want to do that. And, it would inspire a little kid to just go out and just want to do
Yeah,
that.
like I never managed to go to one of those tours, nor any of them came close to where I live. But just like them playing basketball and shooting hoops, it's like, oh, I want to go do that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Just hang out with friends and just play basketball.
yeah. Okay. Um, would you create any new blocks or change the times of any current blocks, such as DC Nation or Toonami?
Hell to the yes. First of all, Friday nights at 7 p.m. Cartoon Network Fridays would be coming back.
Fridays,
That
yes.
would be one of the first changes I would make at all. DC Nation I would change. It would stay on Saturday mornings from nine to 10. I think it is. I think that's good. But I will also make it every day, every weekday from 4 to 5, just like Toonami.
Yeah, like I really want Cartoon Network Fridays back. That was like that block was so important that they actually made a DVD entitled to it. It was amazing, and
Which I own.
yeah, that was an amazing block. I watched that pretty much my whole childhood. Magoozy, that was a great block.
I liked Magoozy too. I don't know if I'd do anything with it, really, unless I got a lot of fan outcry.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
The only ones I've pretty much enjoyed since Mr. Snider came as his position now are pretty much DC Nation, and I kind of liked Har Har Thursdays back when it was airing.
Yeah, that never really appealed to me much. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd really consider Cartoon Network or Cartoon Planet a block or not, but
Yeah, I'd consider it a block. And I kind of like it because it reminds me of Boomerang, when
yeah.
Boomerang used to not be a channel, it used to just be a block
Uh,
on Cartoon Network. So it kind of reminds me of that. I just wish they'd, do what they're supposed to.
yeah, like for example, uh, last Friday, which was I think it was the no, it was the 3rd of May, and I took a nap because I was tired, and it was around 8:50, 8:49, and I was like, holy crap, like because I never remember when Cartoon Planet is on. I always forget when it's on, but I remembered to go tune into it. So I tuned into it, and when I was so excited to see a great nostalgic feel like cartoon show or episode, it was a freaking episode of Scaredy Squirrel. I got
Yep.
so mad.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Adult Swim? Would you still have it air, or would you decrease the amount of time
I
of it?
think I th- what I think of Adult Swim is I like a lot of the people who work there. I'm friends with a lot of the people who work there.
Their
Uh,
bumpers are cool and their promos. I like those.
oh, are you talking the black and white ones, or are you talking about the innovative, weird ones?
Pretty much in general.
Just in general,
Yeah.
I kind of like their weird feeling. It just kind of
Did you see
makes
that
you.
cartoon animated one where like all the colors and stuff?
I think so.
Yeah.
See, I just kind of like that weird feel that their promos kind of gives off. It kind of makes a distinct difference that you're not watching Cartoon Network anymore. You're watching something that's not for kids, um, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
As for decreased amount of time, does the president of Cartoon Network have any control over that? I don't. I think that's just for Ted Turner. I think
Ted
only
Turner.
he. Yeah, I think only he can. Because
Well,
Adult
like,
Swim.
if you had that control, what would you do?
Oh, I'd decrease it. I'd bring it back to what it used to. It never came on until 10 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah.
Now it starts at 8. Well, I don't, maybe it wasn't 10 o'clock Central Time. I just move it back to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because if you think about it, actually, the kid or the kids of the older generation that now have actually grown up and no longer have attachments to the cartoons that we still watched growing up. Actually, they watch Family Guy and American Dad, and they watch all these cartoons, so it actually is kind of financial compared to that because a lot of people tune in, and a lot of these cartoons are pretty financial to the community. And because normally when I'm going to bed, I might like turn on American Dad or something, and yeah, it's a pretty financial success for the older generations that don't like to watch the cartoons that air during the day.
Hmm.
But yeah, I remember a few years ago too. It used to for Eastern time. They used to start it at 9 o'clock, but now it's 8 o'clock. Or they used to start it at 8 o'clock, but now it's 9 o'clock. No, wait, no. It used to start at 10 o'clock. Now it's 9 o'clock Eastern
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Here,
There we go.
here it's the other way around. It used to start at 9 o'clock. Now it starts at 8 o'clock. Because you're an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, I changed that
Oh hell yes.
because I'm pretty sure Cartoon Network Fridays used to go all the way till I used to watch that till Adult Swim came on.
Oh, and another thing I would change. Thank you for reminding me. Another thing I would change is not only would I add back Cartoon, there would be no Adult Swim. If I would petition the hell out of that to Ted Turner to make sure that there is no Adult Swim Friday night, and it's just all night Friday Cartoon Network like it used to be.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
in fact, I remember seeing the commercials on Friday night where it says Adult Swim is now transitioning to Fridays as well, and it broke my heart. I was so sad.
I weeped.
Yes.
Okay, merchandising. What new DVDs would you want to release, and/or apparel, action figures, etc.? And which one of those would you want to make possible? Like, what would you like to do with those?
I would definitely release DVDs for all of the series that have had releases but weren't finished. Like, for example, the Hall of Fame collections. There's only
Yeah,
season
two.
one. Yeah, there's only season one of those. How about release the rest of them? And then, if possible, I think it would be nice to release a Blu-ray remastered set for each show. I think that'd be nice. You know, a collector's set where it's got something little nice and special
Yeah, I don't know if
inside.
Cartoon Network really focuses on the collectors, the people that still really truly care about the original Cartoon Network, because the only thing I've pretty much seen with the collector's edition
Is
is
Powerpuff
Powerpuff
Girls.
Girls. Yeah, the whole series.
And even that just recently went out of print. So if you planned on buying it, I'd recommend buying it now.
So what would you want to do with, like, as in clothes, action figures, posters?
Oh, keep making them. If you go on CartoonNetworkShop.com, they actually do have a lot of Johnny Bravo shirts, Powerpuff Girls shirts, even Ed, Edd n Eddy shirts.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
those.
yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff on there. But they're very limited. There's not many designs. I would definitely, kick it up a notch and definitely try to get more out there. Put them in stores.
Yeah, I pretty much never seen any actual Cartoon Network brand stuff in pretty much any stores except for department stores.
I used to all the time as a kid. Like, I couldn't go anywhere without seeing something Cartoon Network related.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? There was this one store. My friends and I were going to go play laser tag, and we stopped at the store before, and
Uh-huh.
we were just walking around, and in the toy section, I took a picture of it. There was an action figure from Chopsocky Chooks.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's legit. I actually liked that show enough.
yeah.
It was all right.
I'm
Well,
pretty
that's
sure
awesome.
that was also Cartoon Network picked that up from some other country.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
So, would you encourage Cartoon Network to make homemade cartoons, as in from Cartoon Network Studios, or and like add in a lot more original programming, such as the cartoons, or would you still have them send them over to South Korea and have them animate it for them?
Um, I would definitely want to have more animations Cartoon Network Studio, just because it makes it
It's more
more.
authentic.
Yeah, it makes it more authentic. It makes it more a Cartoon Network cartoon. But if you in South Korea, it's not bad. Like, I'm pretty sure Ed, Edd n Eddy got animated in South Korea. So
Yeah, I saw them
um,
behind the scenes.
and they have some of the best animation that I've ever
They're
seen.
wicked
Well,
talented.
it's not like groundbreaking, but just the style that they have, where every frame is different. I like that.
That was just heartbreaking to see that Ed, Edd n Eddy actually was the last cartoon to use traditional cell animation.
Yeah, and I think something that would make a cartoon groundbreaking is if we kind of went back to that. Everyone's using Flash animation nowadays.
Yeah, have you seen
It's
Teen
get
Titans Go? It's like a cheesy Flash style.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think it definitely, if we went back to cell animation, I just think people would appreciate it more.
Yeah, like what they're trying to do now is like everything's going CGI. They're not making it like it used to be, and the newer generation is getting all new, but they're not trying to endorse nor try to keep on using the things that we use.
Hmm.
The things that we saw and went through as a kid. We saw those traditional cell animations, and those those are still wicked special to me. It's just horrible to see them just fly.
Yeah, I
Now it's
know.
all Flash, Adobe Flash.
Yeah,
And
it's ridiculous.
the sad thing is, I know how to do cell animation and I know how to do hand drawn animation, but I got Adobe Flash and I have no idea how to use it.
That's funny.
Okay, so also, if you had the opportunity to head Boomerang, also, what changes would you make to it?
First, I would get rid of I'd get rid of Ben 10 Omniverse and all the new
Aren't they
shows.
airing
Like,
new episodes on there?
I heard a rumor that
Yeah.
they're going to be airing new episodes of Johnny Test on Boomerang first before they
Oh
air
my
on
god!
Cartoon
If Johnny
Network.
Test ends up on Boomerang, I will, I will
I know.
freak.
Oh, believe
Johnny
me, I
Test is
would be
already
so
on
pissed.
enough on Cartoon Network. Like when I get home, I want to sit down, relax, eat a snack, maybe watch some cartoons. I turn it on and it's a freaking Johnny Test episode. I don't want to come home to a Johnny Test episode.
That's the worst way to come home ever.
Yeah.
Tell you that right now. I would definitely get rid of that. I would possibly add back as many classics as I could. Uh, Courage only airs once 1 month throughout an entire year. I get why they do it. but at the same time, I don't.
Is it traditional?
Yeah, it's traditional because Halloween. Uh, they aired in October throughout the entire month of October, and I know why they don't air it more because Boomerang is a Hanna-Barbera channel, and it is mostly for Hanna-Barbera cartoons. But I think it's Cartoon Network. Their slogan is "It's coming right back to you." I think they should include more older programs other than just Boomerang.
What do you
Or not
think about
Boomerang.
like the blocks, as in like Boomer Royalty, the Boomerang Theater? What else is there? There's Boomer Action.
They just brought back Boomer Boomerang Theater. They just brought that back. Thank God.
Yeah,
I
the bumpers were that. When I used to watch that, I used to see like old Scooby Doo movies, and the bumpers were so cool with like the moving popcorn and
Yeah, they're
yeah.
they're so cool. But thank God that they're back. Um, let's see. Yeah, Boomer Action has been there for a while. Boomer Royalty unfortunately left, and I don't know why it left. Unfortunately,
That was cool. Like
but
how they had like the spotlight on one
mm,
cartoon. Yeah.
for some reason, whenever Huckleberry Hound airs at 3 in the morning, I'm not sure if it still does this anymore. But whenever Boomer Royalty had ended, for just the 30 minutes that Huckleberry Hound would air, it would show the Boomer Royalty promo for Huckleberry Hound, and then show the Huckleberry Hound episode.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. So, but that's weird.
Well, yeah, like I used to love Boomer Royalty when I had that because I watched Boomerang a pretty equal amount to what I used to watch of Cartoon Network. As in, I used to watch Perils of Penelope Pit Stop. I watched all those original Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Yeah, and I also noticed that they're starting to add on more Cartoon Network shows. What I really like that they're doing now is like the whole night they have like the original Teen Titans, Courage, or no, it wasn't Courage. They had it was Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Foster's. That's really good. What I didn't like, I saw Hole in the Wall on there. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that was on for a while, and I'm just like, why?
Like, I think that they should start airing a few more nostalgic cartoons from Cartoon Network, but I don't want them like Ben 10. Don't get me wrong, the original Ben 10 and stuff were a good show, but I think that if they're going to air new episodes, they should do it on Cartoon Network because Boomerang it's Boomerang. It's pretty they do it for older cartoons. That's the main purpose of the channel. I don't think it'd be right if they'd be airing new episodes of a current Cartoon Network show on a Cartoon Network that's supposed to be airing older cartoons.
Mm,
But
it really just wouldn't make sense.
yeah. All right. Last question: if a broadcasting network or company, such as like Comcast or Verizon, etc., offered you a deal or such, would you give them exclusive features to networks, such as like like all of the Cartoon Network series ever in existence, except for the Moxie show because those don't even exist anymore, on demand, or like like a select your show interface, like basically where you could choose what show you want to watch, because I have Time Warner Cable, which is operated by Time Warner, and Time Warner owns Turner Broadcasting, which is the company that makes Cartoon Network. But we just have the normal channels and the HD channels, and we just have a few current shows on demand. We don't have any really exclusive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. No, if one of the exclusives was, hey, let's buy you out so that no other cable company can air your channel, then I'd be like, no.
No, heck no.
I'd be like, no. But if they were like, hey, we'd like a specific show on our on demand that no one else can have on their on demand, then I'd be like, sure.
Did you like the addition of like Cartoon Network to Netflix? And if you were in his position right now, would you expand Cartoon Network to more digital media?
Yes, I would. I know Teen Titans in its entirety is on CartoonNetwork.com right now, just for this month only. And I know, yes, original Teen Titans. And yes, there is a lot of the Cartoon Network shows on Netflix. What's disappointing is that it's not many of them have more than a season on there. I wish it was like the complete series, but it's a good start. It really is. Yes, of course I would add more. Hulu, Android, iPhone,
what was I going to say? What do you think about the Cartoon Network app? Have you ever used that?
I actually don't have an iPhone, so yeah.
I've seen the bumpers for it.
Oh really?
I had an older version of it, and for some reason it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me watch full episodes because, it's pretty funny though too because it's made by Turner Broadcasting and it's owned by Time Warner, which is my cable provider. Yet they made they had to make you enter your cable provider in order to watch full episodes, but Time Warner Cable wasn't on the list. It was crazy.
Oh, what the heck? So then how the heck are you supposed to watch them?
Yeah, they had like Verizon, AT&T, Comcast. Most of the ones that do a lot of digital media these days.
Wow.
As for collectors, also, what kind of special exclusives would you like to make for like anything special, as in like a big statue or exclusive posters or autographs? Would you like to make for Cartoon Network fans if you like had the power to do so?
I'd like to make statues where cartoons that kids nowadays would watch on Cartoon Network just kind of intertwine with each other. Like a statue of Samurai Jack and the kids from Kids Next Door, or something like that. I think those would be not only cool novelties to own, but just fun to make, fun to design.
Like little statues I could put on my shelf or something.
Yeah.
Like just collectors. Like they used to make Cartoon Network shows or Cartoon Network toys all the time. There used to be a store called KB Toys by me.
Yep.
And they used to have these Cartoon Network jousters there, like these little fighters that came with like trading cards. The only Cartoon Network action figures I see in the store now are just Ben 10.
Yeah, I know. Ben 10 and Generator Rex or whatever. Adventure Time.
I see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they started, and I think they made also a few regular show action figures. Not sure.
Yeah, they were like a Comic-Con exclusive, I think.
only saw those online. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that's it. And we have two comment questions, and we will both also answer these. What is your favorite Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Z movie?
Oh, crap. Probably Cooler's Revenge.
My favorite one is Fusion Reborn.
That's a great movie.
I love it. Love it. And huh?
Oh, I just coughed.
Who do you think would be a good candidate for the next Cartoon Network president?
Oh, like a real person?
Yeah, as in like maybe like an animator or,
A monkey.
a monkey.
Yeah. I'd love to nominate myself.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'd nominate you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm actually working on it, actually.
But if that wasn't possible, and if they were looking for one right now, I'd probably ask someone, as in like maybe Craig McCracken or Gendy Tartakovsky.
Mm-hmm. I think J.G. Quintel wouldn't do a bad job either.
Yeah, he'd do pretty good because he still uses like traditional storyboards and animation.
Yeah, and I mean like he has that '80s feel in regular show, and I just love
like the '80s, like the epic montage music and stuff.
Yeah, there's like a montage in every episode, and it's just like I love it.
Like every episode is structured like kind of the same, but that's what I love about it. But it seems as if almost every episode has a twist.
Yep. Some like weird asinine twist that just comes out of nowhere.
And as in that, like 80s shows kind of also have a weird perspective of them, as does regular show.
Mm.
So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Anything left to say?
Don't let the old Cartoon Network die. Keep it in your hearts. And one day, I promise you, you'll be seeing a lot of the old Cartoon Network again.
Hashtag bring back CN City.
Hashtag.
Alright. Peace out, guys.